They slept in the same bed, paid the same mortgage, and told everyone they were fine. But the truth was, they were staying for all the wrong reasons. This is about the quiet prison of a marriage that has ended but hasn't stopped. Sarah and Michael knew the exact moment their marriage had ended. It wasn't a dramatic blow-up, it was a quiet extinction. A Tuesday night, 2 years ago, when they both realized they had nothing left to say. But here they were, 2 years later, still sharing a home, still sharing a life. On paper, they were experts at the performance. The united front at parent-teacher conferences. The polite coordination of weekend schedules. They had become brilliant co-CEOs of a non-profit called Their Family Inc. The mission statement. Stability. The unspoken clause. Emotional bankruptcy. They stayed for the kids. Of course, the belief that a fractured home was worse than a hollow one. They stayed for financial security, tangled in a mortgage, car payments, and the terrifying math of starting over at 50. They stayed out of fear, the sheer daunting terror of being alone, of dating again, of facing the world without the familiar, even if painful, armor of we. Staying married for the wrong reasons had become their full-time job. The cost of living was too high. The cost of leaving felt incalculable. So they chose the known misery over the unknown terror. They traded potential happiness for guaranteed predictability. Sarah would lie awake at night, calculating not dreams, but budgets. Could she afford an apartment on her salary? What would split custody do to their daughter? The financial pressure was a cage with very real, very strong bars. Michael would stay late at the office, not because he had to, but because the empty desk was preferable to the empty conversation at home. Their love had been replaced by a complex, silent business arrangement. The loneliness within their marriage was a specific, crushing kind. It was loneliness in the presence of another person. It was hearing someone breathe beside you in the dark and feeling more isolated than if you were truly alone. They were paying for their comfort with their joy. The breaking point was small. It always is. Sarah saw a photograph of herself from a decade ago. Her eyes were bright, alive. She looked at her reflection now and saw the careful, placid mask of someone who had chosen safety over aliveness. That night, she didn't ask Michael about his day. She asked a dangerous question. What is this costing us? Really? The question hung in the air, heavy and true. It wasn't about money anymore. It was about the soul. They were trading their one precious life for a manageable, mediocre existence. Staying had become easier than leaving, but it was not free. The price was a slow, quiet erosion of themselves. They didn't have an answer that night. But the question had been asked, and once asked, it couldn't be unheard. It began the slow, painful accounting of a different ledger, one that measured in suppressed dreams and silent dinners, in years of polite coexistence. We often weigh the cost of leaving a marriage. We seldom calculate the heavier, subtler cost of staying in one that has died the cost in joy, in authenticity, in the quiet decay of hope. Security is a powerful reason, but it makes a terrible foundation for a life. Sometimes, the bravest and most heartbreaking question is not, "Can I afford to go?" but, "Can I afford to stay?" If Sarah and Michael's silent compromise resonates with you, perhaps share this story. Sometimes hearing another's hidden struggle makes it easier to acknowledge our own. Thank you for listening.